We can start, Mahodaya.
You can start?
Yeah, yes, Mahodaya.
Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om Om Gananaham Tva Ganapati Gumbhavamahe Kavim Kavinapavamashtravastavam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspadana Chanmannudibhisseedasadanam. Om Shri Mahaganapatahe Namaha. Shruti Smruti Puranana Malayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavatpada Shankaram Lokashankaram Sadashiva Samarambam Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyanta Vande Shri Guru Paramparam. Om Shri Shankaracharya Swamine Namaha. Om Sahana Vavato Sahano Bhunakto Sahavijam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadidamastu ma Vitvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.
Namaste, Mahodaya. Banu Rekha Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Shri Bhagavanuvacha Hantate Katayishyami Divyahyatma Vibhutayah Pradanyatah Kuru Sreshta Nastyanto Vistarasya Me.
Good.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Ahatma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashayathitaha Ahamadishcha Madhyancha Bhutanamantayevacha.
Good.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Adityanamahau Vishnuhu Jyotisham Raviramshuman Marichir Marutamasmi Nakshatranamaham Shashi.
Good.
Srimati Bhagini.
Vedanam Rama Vedosmi Devanam Vasavaha Indriyanam Manaschasmi Bhutanam Asmi Chetana.
Repeat first line again.
Vedanam Samavedosmi
Okay, good.
Devanam Vasavaha.
The first time I think you told Rama Vedosmi.
Oh, is it, sir? Sorry, sir.
Perhaps I heard it wrong. I heard it as Vedanam Rama Vedosmi, so I thought I should ask you to repeat. Okay, good.
Oh, thank you.
Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
Rudranam Shankarashasmi Vitteso Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Merushikarinamaham.
Good. So I think we did up to this shloka yesterday, right?
Yes, Mahodaya.
So we'll further move forward.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste. Purodasancha mukyam mam
Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam. Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam.
Viddhi partha brahaspatim.
Vidhi partha brahaspatim. Vidhi partha brahaspatim.
Purodasancha mukyam mam Viddhi partha brahaspatim.
Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam. Vidhi partha brahaspatim. Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam. Vidhi partha brahaspatim.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
Senadinamaham skandah.
Namaste, Mahodaya.
Namaste.
Senani
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः
सरसामस्मि सागरः
सरसामस्मि सागरः सरसामस्मि सागरः
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Good. Next.
हे ललिता भगिनी
पुरोदसाञ्च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम्
पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम्
Good. Next.
राजलक्ष्मी भगिनी
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Good. Next.
वीणा फानिश्री भगिनी
First line 2 times.
पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम्
Good. Next.
श्रीलक्ष्मी भगिनी
Second line 2 times.
नमस्ते सर
Namaste.
सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Good. Next.
लक्ष्मी बीवी भगिनी
Full shloka once.
ओके सर पुरोधसाञ्च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Good. Next.
शीला शिंदे भगिनी
पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Good. Next.
गुरुमूर्ति महोदय
Yes, ma'am.
Full shloka.
पुरोदसाञ्च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Good. Next.
उषा श्रीनिवासन भगिनी
Namaste, Mahodaya. Both the lines or one?
Full shloka.
पुरोदसाञ्च मुख्यं मा विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Vidhi partha, not partha. Vidhi partha.
विद्धि पार्थ
Yeah.
पुरोदसाञ्च मुख्यं मा विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम्
Okay, good. Next.
विजयलक्ष्मी भगिनी
नमस्ते महोदय
Namaste. Full shloka.
पुरोदसाञ्च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिम् सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः
Good. Next. No person.
Kashmira Bhagini.
पुरोधसाञ्च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः.
Okay, good. So we'll go to the meaning of this shloka. Before that, yesterday we discussed on Vedanam Samaveda Asmi, Devanam Asmi Vasavaha. Vasavaha means Devendra. Indriyanam Manas Asmi, Bhutanam Asmi Chetana. In the case of living beings, I am the consciousness. So among Vedas, I am Samaveda. Among the gods, I am Vasavaha, that is Indra, Devendra. Among the various Jnanendriyani and Karmendriyani, he says, I am not Jnanendriyani and Karmendriyani, but I am the Manas. Indriyana. Manas also it is taken as Indriya. And Manascha, I am Manas, that is the mind. And Bhutanam Asmi Chetana, I am the consciousness. The life principle of everything. Everything is existing because of consciousness. And he says, I am the consciousness. First shloka, when he started, he said, Ahamatma Gudakesha Sarvabhuta Shagastitaha. He said, as Brahman, I am the one who is staying, residing in every living being as Atma. And here he says that Bhutanam Asmi Chetana, the sentiency that is given to anything that is living is all because of the consciousness. Absence of consciousness, this body is just nothing but jada. Anything, a plant dies if there's no sentiency. Even an animal dies if there's no sentiency. So anything that sentiency is created only because Chetana, which is nothing but consciousness. Once the consciousness is not there, then that particular thing is having no value. That is, the Atma is not there. Okay, then the particular thing does not have anything to sustain on in that particular body. It becomes just a kind of material. The consciousness we need to understand. The consciousness is not our own. We say that somebody is unconscious. We say somebody is conscious. So that consciousness is different. A person, when he is unconscious, it does not mean that he is not having consciousness. Unconsciousness that the person experiences is lack of body's ability for stimulus. Okay, the body does not respond to stimulus. When light is put on the eyes does not react. When pinching is done, it does not react. When knife is put on the body for surgery, it does not react. It does not have a response to stimuli. That is the consciousness used in medical terms. This consciousness we are talking is Atma, the witness consciousness, because of which this body is able to have that life in that. The consciousness reflecting in the body is the one that is able to give the life. So we should understand when we say consciousness, there is a tendency for us to mistake that to be the consciousness. Night when we sleep, we are unconscious. No, to some extent. It's not that our awareness is not there. There is a prajna is still there. The only thing is that consciousness cannot witness anything at that point in time. Like somebody is in a dark room, he does not have anything to see. So in that particular night, when we are sleeping, also the consciousness is there, and that consciousness does not have anything to witness. So that is called prajna. That's what we say. So this consciousness, what Bhagavan is telling, is sentiency or existence. The existence of anything living is because of consciousness, and that consciousness is me. That's what Bhagavan says in this shloka. That 22nd. 23rd, we said that Rudranam Shankaraha. There are 11 Rudras. Ekadasha Rudra. That's the reason whenever Rudra Abhishekam is all done, or Shivratri time, they do Ekadasha Rudra. Okay, there are 11 different types of Rudras. It's Kapali, Pingala, Vishvarupaksha, a lot of things are there. Even one of them is Shankara. So, Shamkaroti Shankaraha, the one who is able to bring in Mangalam, goodness, auspiciousness for people, that is Shankara. So, one of the Rudras is Shankara. He is the most important of the Rudras. And he says, that is Ishvara that we pray. No? The Ishvara means we look at Shivalinga and Shiva, etc. That Shankara, he says, I am the Shankara. So when you look at it from the Bhagavan perspective, the Nirguna Swarupam or Parabrahmam, there's nothing like Vaishnavite, Shaivite, etc., etc. So because we have a tendency to think that anybody following Shiva or Shaivite, anybody following Vishnu is Vaishnavite. We have that kind of a concept. But Bhagavan is very clearly telling that I am Shankara. Rudranam Shankaraha Asmi. Vitteshaha Yaksha Rakshasam. In the case of people, Vittanam Ishaha. Vittana means wealth. Isha means Lord, Lord of wealth. He is a Yaksha, that is Kubera. Kubera is a Yaksha. So he says that the person who can give lot of wealth is Kubera, and I am Kubera, Yaksha Rakshasam. Among Yakshas and Rakshasas, I am the one, the Vittanam Ishaha. Vittanam Ishaha is I am Kubera. So Bhagavan says, I am Kubera. Vasunam Pavakaha Asmi. Vasus, we talked about that 8 Vasus are there. The Pancha Bhutas are there. Okay, we know that space is the first Bhuta. So space came Vayu, Vayu to Agni, Agni to Apaha, that is water, water to Prithvi. Then it is Surya, Chandra, and Nakshatra. These are the 8 Vasus. And he says that those 8 Vasus are me. Among those 8 Vasus, he says, I am Pavakaha. Pavaka means Agni. Agni is one thing that is capable of purifying anything. So if you look at that way, as I was telling you yesterday, even a decaying thing can be put into fire, fire will be able to consume and purify that. And then fire is the only medium of communication between the humans and the devatas. Whatever we talk about devatas, fire is the medium of communication. If you look at that way, one of the Swamijis had defined fire as Sankalpa. So supposing if somebody is doing a kind of puja for Ganapati, the Sankalpa is done and he says, I'm going to Mahavanaka Pujam Karishe, Mahaganapati Yajnam Karishe. So the recipient of whatever is going to be done is going to be Mahaganapati. Okay. Then Agni is invoked. So Agni becomes the kind of medium, and then the mantras become the kind of address. So what happens is that whatever is being given, like when you have to send some material to somebody, you write the address and then post it into the post box. Then looking at the address, they take it. So here the mantras are something like address that you put it into the fire. Agni Deva is supposed to ensure that it is taken to so and so place. So that is the kind of tatparyam that we have. And Agni is supposed to be one of the most purifying things. Though we say water also is a great purifier, Apaha is also a great purifier, still Agni is a better purifier, because even when the water is contaminated, what do? We boil the water and drink it, because that is supposed to take care of impurities. So he says that among Vasus, I am the fire. And then Meru Shikari Namaham. Meru is supposed to be a Puranic mountain. I think that mountain is somewhere in I do not know. Whatever I understand is that the mountain is somewhere in the North Pole or somewhere, where the sun in some of the times of the year, the sun goes round in North Pole. It does not set at all. So the Meru is supposed to be somewhere beyond Denmark or Sweden in the North Pole or some place. Okay, it's a Puranic thing, but he says that is a very exotic place and it is supposed to be one of the most divine place. That's what they say as per Purana. And then he says that I am the peak of Meru Shikarinam Aham. So he was talking about some of the most important and prominent things that people are able to connect to as his manifestation, as his yogam, as his glory, as his power. That's what he is now talking about. So today we saw Purodasancha Mukyam Mam. Purodasaha. Purodasa means Purohit. Purataha, as the person who is sitting in front. If you are doing a Vedic ritual, the Vedic ritual, there's what Yajamana who says that I want to do a Vedic ritual in my house for so and so, Graha Pravesham, I want to do these kinds of puja. So he is a Yajamana, the person who is doing the particular puja, who is sponsoring that particular puja for his own sake. And then the Purohit who comes and sit in front, Purataha means front, he is called a Purohit. So among the Purohit, Purodasam Mukyam Mam, the foremost, the most important Purohit, with the Mam. Bhagavan says, understand Partha, it is me. But wow, that is, in what way you would understand? I am Guru. Brihaspati is Guru. Guru is supposed to be Deva Guru. So when we have some kind of yajna to be done at people like mortals like us, we call a Purohit and do it. Then some of the people who can afford, they can bring in some good rishis and do it. Those days, all the rishis were available. Vasishtha was available for Rama clan, and then Vishwamitra was available. They are all rishis. They were also available for doing many of the yajnas. When the devas have to do yajna, Deva Guru, then they go to our Deva Guru, Guru Jupiter. So he says that I am the Brihaspati, Purodasam cha Mukyam, foremost among the Purohits. Mam, I am the one. Partha Vidhi. Partha, please understand, know that. Brihaspati, I am the Deva Guru Brihaspati, which we call Jupiter Graha. And we say that Guru Parvai means it has got a lot of things. For somebody to do well, also we say Guru Parvai. For marriage, also we require Guru blessing should be there. He says that Purodosam cha Mukyamam Vidhi Partha Brahaspatim. Then Senanina Maham Skandaha. If you look at that way, we have every army has got a commander. If you look at Indian army, we got a commanding chief or chief of army is there. So there are devas. Devas have got their own army because devas have always some trouble with asuras. Both of them are living in different worlds. Devas and asuras are different worlds. So for them to protect the devas, they require an army chief. The army chief is Skanda, that is Lord Kartikeya or Muruga. So we call him as Senanipati. Devaraga Senapatiye put. Some of you know Kantasashti Kavacham, which is very chanted by many people in South India, especially Tamil Nadu. Devaraga Senapatiye Putri, they will start talking about Lord Kartikeya. So he says that among Senaninam, among the armies, I am the commander of the army, that is Kandaha is the commander-in-chief of the Devas army, and he says, I am that. I am Senaninam Aham Skandaha. And another thing is that he's called Skandaha because Kartikeya is supposed to have flown out of the third eye of Lord Shiva. Okay, the third eye of Lord Shiva is supposed to be Jnana. It's called Jnanakan, Netrikkan. In Tamil they say Netrikkan, Jnanakan, etc., which means that it is the eye of Jnana, and he was supposed to have flown out, that is, flowed out of the third eye. Skandate, it is Skanda. The one who flew out of the Jnana is a Skanda. Skandate, it is Skanda. His name is Skanda. And that is because he came from there, it's called Jnana Skanda. Muruga is also called as Jnana Skanda. And Muruga is supposed to ensure, because he is the commander-in-chief for even Devas, he is able to protect the interests of Devas and not get hurt by Asuras, etc. He is also worshipping Lord Muruga or Lord Kartikeya in our culture. Whenever we have some kind of fear, whenever we have some kind of insecurity, we pray to Lord Muruga. So, Devaragal Sena Patiye Potri. So, he says, Senaninam Aham Skandaha. Then Sarasam. Sarasam means among water bodies. Water bodies are it is a storage reservoirs. Among the various reservoirs, like you may have a pond, you may have a lake, you may have such kinds of things where water is all stored, reservoirs. Among the reservoirs, he says, I am Sagaraha, I am ocean. Rivers are different, rivers are flowing. These are all reservoirs. Among the reservoirs, the most, one of the most elegant, one of the biggest, one of the magnificent ones that we still do not understand fully is the ocean. So he says, that is my glory. Ocean is my glory. So Sagara, Sarasam Asmi Sagaraha. So now you see how he is talking about all these majestic manifestations. So he is giving all those kinds of majestic manifestations, his vibhuti, glories, and also very powerful. Some of them are very powerful. Ocean is very powerful. It might look very simple, but it is very, very, very powerful. So he says, all these things are me. Purodasam cha mukyamam vidhi partha brihaspatim senaninam aham skandaha sarasam asmi sagaraha. So these are the things that he says is all me. Okay. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
Maharshinam Bhruguraham.
Maharshinam Bhruguraham. Maharshinam Bhruguraham.
Giramasmyekamaksharam.
Giramasmyekamaksharam. Giramasmyekamaksharam.
Maharshinam Bhruguraham. Giramasmyekamaksharam.
Maharshinam Bhruguraham. गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् महर्षीणां भृगुरहम् गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम्.
Good. Next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Yajnananjapayajñosmi.
यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि
Stavaranam himalayah.
स्थावराणां हिमालयः स्थावराणां हिमालयः
Yajnananjapayajñosmi. Stavaranam himalayah.
यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
Maharshīnām bhruguraham grāmasmyekamaksharam.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्येकमक्षरम् महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्येकक्षरम्
Giram asmi ekam aksharam. Giram.
गिरामस्मेकक्षरम्.
Good. Next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini.
Yajnananjapayajñosmi. Sthavarānam himalayah.
यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
First line 2 times.
महर्षीणां बृहृरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् महर्षीणां बृहृरहं गिरामस्येकमक्षरम्.
Good. Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
Second line 2 times.
यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. You can try yajna, not yajna. Yajna.
यज्ञ
Yajna, yeah. Because I heard it slightly differently. It was not sounding as yajna. Yajna is a very common word we have in many of the shlokas. You have to say yajna,
यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि
not yajñosmi. Yajñosmi.
यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः
Repeat again.
यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. Yeah. Next.
Sri Lakshmi Bhagini.
Full shloka.
Yes, sir. महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. Next.
Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्मयेकमक्षरम् यज्ञानाञ्जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Giram asmi ekam aksharam. So giram asmi, giramasmi, giramasmi ekam, giramasmyekam, giram asmi ekam aksharam, giramasmyekam aksharam. Can you try again?
गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम्.
Correct. Once again.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, once again.
गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम्.
Correct. Good. Next.
Usha Srinivasan Bhagini.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां च जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां
Yajnana japayajñosmi. Yajnana japayajñosmi.
sorry sir यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. Next.
Thank you, sir.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Full shloka.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Okay. I just want to tell you, whenever you see the Raham and all, no, actually the Aham. Maharshinam Bhruguhu Aham. So Bhruguhu Aham become Bhruguraham. So when you are telling it consciously, your mind, you should think that I am telling Bhruguraham. Bhruguhu Aham Bhruguraham. Okay. Similarly, when you say Asmi also comes very frequently in many shlokas. Jajnanam Japa Yajnaha Asmi. So Japa Yajñosmi. So that Asmi has got to have it is to be pronounced, no, it should be known and pronounced. Maharshinam Bhruguraham Giramasmyekamaksharam Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi. That is as though you are telling, I am the Japa Yajna. Yajnanam Japa Yajñosmi Asmi Stavaranam Himalayah. I like that. Okay, next.
Sheila Shinde Bhagini. Sheila Shinde Bhagini. Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. Next.
Rajeshwari Shivashankar Bhagini.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. Next.
K. Lalita Bhagini.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. One more person.
Srimati Bhagini.
महर्षीणां भृगुरहं गिरामस्म्येकमक्षरम् यज्ञानां जपयज्ञोऽस्मि स्थावराणां हिमालयः.
Good. So now he is continuing. He says that Maharshi, he talked about Sapta Rishis initially. You know, Sapta Rishi, Manasa Jata. All of them came out of the mind. So among Maharishis, he says, I am Bhrugu, Aham Bhruguhu. So Bhruguhu is one of the Rishis who is also very highly respected among the Rishis. Okay. So Maharshinam Bhruguhu Aham. And Bhruguhu is the Rishi. I believe in those days, as per a Puranic story, he had even challenged Shiva, Vishnu, and Brahma. He used to have that kind of thing. He wanted to test Brahma. He wanted to test even Shiva, whether how much angry he will be able to get. So he is supposed to be one of the most elite kind of rishis. And he says that Maharishina Bhruguhu Aham. I am Bhrugu Rishi. And I think some of us who do Sanjavanam every day, we say that Pranavasya Rishi Brahma Devi Gayatri Paramatma Devata Buradi Sapcha Vyagradinam Atri Bruhu Kutsa Vasishta Gautama Kashyapa Angrasa Rishi. I think some of us, your family, in case somebody is doing Sanjavana, they'll do that. Every day they'll call the Saptarishi name. Atri Bruhu Kutsa Vasishta Gautama Kashyapa Angrasa Rishi. Then that is the way one of the, so this Bhrigu is one of the topmost rishis whom we worship. Pranavasya Rishi Brahma. We say that our life has come only Pranava. Pranavasya Rishi Brahma. Devi Ghayati Paramatma Devata. So that is the way. Bhuradi. That's the way we do every day. Pranayama when we do for Sandhyavadana. We do that. So he is one of the most foremost rishis. And the Bhargava clan that we have in India, no? Bhargavas are all lineage from Bhrigu. Bhrigu means Bhargava. Bhargava clan is also Bhrigu Rishi. Okay, so he is that one of those big top class rishis. So he says, I am Bhrigu. Maharishina Bhrigu Aham. I am Bhrigu Rishi. And then Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam. Giram means, Gihi means in the case of Sanskritam, it is supposed to be speech. Giram is words, spoken words. Words spoken across all languages. Anything that is spoken, irrespective of our languages, all the group of words are Giram. Giram Asmi, out of all the words that is being spoken by across the people, Giram Asmi, I am Ekamaksharam. I am that single syllable. What is a single syllable? Om. So he says that among the spoken words, I am Om. Om, if you look at Mandukya Upanishad, you will know that Om is that Brahman. And Om is also A, U, Ma. That is what we have also seen that. A emanates from the Nabi, U somewhere here, and Im goes out of the mouth. So when you say A, U, Ma, all the words in the entire universe has got to come only within these three sounds. A, Om, A, U, Ma. Everything has to fall into this particular thing. So anything that you want to communicate will have to come within these three sounds only. There's nothing below A, there's nothing beyond Yam, over. Okay, so A, U, Ma is the thing. And every word in the whole universe can be coming under A, U, Ma. Or Om is supposed to ensure that everything is taken care of across the thing. So it is called Brahma, is called, it's a syllable which talks about Brahman. And some of in the Ishvavasya Upanishad, it says that what existed before creation was Om, what is existing now is also Om, and what is existing beyond everything is also Om. Trikalam, the Om has not been bound by time, and Om is also sound of Akasha. Om also represents three states. Auma represents three states. A takes care of the state of a waking state, U was dream state, and Im, which is supposed to be deep sleep state, and there's a fourth state which is supposed to be Turiya, which I think enlightened souls will be able to get to that state also. So Om is supposed to be one of the most important syllables, and even in the 8th chapter, Om Ityekaksharam Brahma Vyaharan, he said, no, you chant Om and then leave this body, then you will be able to come to me. He talks about Om there. And anything we start in our Vedic rituals across the culture, we start with Om only. Oh, even when we do the prayer, I say Om Gananaham Tva Ganapatiham Bhava. And when you complete the chapter, when you start the chapter, you say Om Shri Paramatmane Namaha. When you complete the chapter, Om Tatsaditi. So Om is such a kind of a syllable which is going to represent the entire Nirguna Brahman. It is also a Saguna Brahman when you talk it as a kind of symbol, and it is going to take care of all the words. So Dhiram Asmi Ekam Aksharam. I am that Om. Okay. Then Yajnanam Japa Yajna Asmi. Among the various yajnas that is being performed, I am a Japa Yajna. It is very important as to why Bhagavan says that I am Japa Yajna. Supposing we are going to have a yajna for, say, Vayu, so not Vayu, Vastu Yajna you want to do because you're doing Ghaha Pravesham. Then what do? You have to get bricks, you have to get some this thing, and then you have to get dry twigs, etc. You got to call a Purohit, you got to get some ghee, then you got to have lot of ahutis to be offered, and then it has got to be done in a very elaborate manner. And then that particular yajna can be done only by a Purohit because he is only eligible to do the Purohit. We will not know anything about that. We only are a Yajamana. He is going to be doing that particular yajna. Sandhya Vandanam is supposed to be yajna, but Sandhya Vandanam has been told only for some particular, out of the 4 castes, they say that primarily Brahmins are the ones who can do Sandhya Vandana and all those kinds of things. Then Agnihotra, only the married people can do Agnihotra. Then sannyasis, they have got no this thing for doing any kind of yajna. They have got no fire rituals possible. So if you look at brahmachari, he is supposed to do Agni, but only Samhita Dana and yajna, this thing, Sandhya Vandana. So everybody has got a limitation in terms of what he can do. And then if a Rajasuya Yaga, if you want to do, we cannot do because it can be done only by a Raja. So if you look at that way, everybody has been given a limitation in terms of what he can do. If I want something to be done, I cannot do it. Okay. So, whereas the Japa Yajna is something that anybody can do. For example, I want to do Japa Yajna, I just close my eye and say Rama 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 Rama, Hare Krishna Hare Rama. Anybody can do Japa Yajna. And it is, secondly, if you want to do a kind of Graha Pravesham, you have to do it only in the morning. Early morning, we have to do a Graha 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, Brahma Muhurtam. Or some other function, the Shraddha, you have to only mid-noon, 12 o'clock, we have to. The time constraint for every one of those kinds of things. And then you have to have these different kinds of discipline, niyama to be followed. You have to have a bath and you have to ensure the house is kept clean and then have different kind of attire and then do all those kinds of yajna. Japa yajna, 24/7, whenever you want, you can just sit and then start chanting Bhagavan's name. So Bhagavan says, out of yajna, I am Japa yajna. So you do 108 times Japa yajna, supposed to take care of you. Says Shri Rama Rama, Om Namah Shivaya, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. Anything is okay. So Japa Yajna, and having a practice of Japa Yajna will also ensure that the mind is going to be calm and mind is going to be removed of all the impurities and you will be able to start progressing spiritually. Bhagavan says, Yajnanam Japa Yajna Asmi. He says, I am that Japa Yajna. So that is the beauty of Japa Yajna because other Yajnas are slightly elaborate and not everybody can do it. Here there's no caste, there's no creed. Anybody can do it. Even if you look at some of the other religions, they do japa. If you look at some of the people in Christianity and all, they have these beads. They start doing some chanting. So it is across the religions, people do this kind of internal prayer, repeating the names of Bhagavan continuously. So Bhagavan says, I am that Yajnanam Japa Yajna Asmi. Stavaranam Himalaya. Then he is talking about majesty. If you look at the entire mountains, nothing can be as magnificent as that of Himalaya. Hima Alaya. Hima means snow. Hima Alaya means abode of snow. That is Himalaya. He says that I am Himalaya. Stavaranam means those that are, you can say as mountain or those kinds of things which cannot move. Those kinds of things that is stationary. Among the stationary, the majestic one that is Himalaya, snow-clad mountain, is me, Stavaranam Himalaya. So Maharshinam Rupuraham Giram Asmi Ekam Aksharam Yajnanam Japa Yajna Asmi Stavaranam Himalaya. So he is now talking about his glories with all these things also. So you look at this, he's talking different kinds of things. He talks about some rishis of the past. He talks about the mountain which you and I can relate to. He talks about japa, which everybody can do across right from. There's no age restriction, there's no restriction of time, there's no restriction of anything. You can be traveling in a train and do japa. You can travel in a flight and be doing japa. So this is something which anybody can do at any point in time and then invoke Bhagavan or get into meditation of Bhagavan, or you can just chant Giram. Among the words Giram, Asmi Ekamaksharam Om. That is Om. Om is also another thing. That is me only. So he is giving all these are my glories, all these are my powers. So Maharshinam Bhruguraham Giram Asmi Ekamaksharam Yajnanam Japayajna Asmi Stavaranam Himalaya. Next.
Vijayalakshmi Bhagini.
Ashvatta Sarva Vrikshanam
Ashvatta Sarva Vrikshanam Asvatta Sarva Vrikshanam
Devarshinancha Naradaha
Devarshinancha Naradaha देवर्षीणां च नारदः
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः
Good. Next.
Lakshmi Bibi Bhagini.
गन्धर्वाणां चित्तरथः
गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः
सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
गन्धर्वाणां च चित्तरथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
Good. Next.
Kashmira Bhagini.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः
Good. Next.
Sharat Chavan Mahodaya.
गन्धर्वाणां चित्तरथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
Next.
Srimati Bhagini.
First line 2 times.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः
Good. Next.
Shanti Badri Bhagini.
Second line 2 times.
गन्धर्वाणां च चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
Good. Next.
Anupama Bhatt Bhagini.
Full shloka.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
Good. Next.
Krishna Pavani Bhagini.
Full shloka.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
Good. Next.
Veena Fani Shri Bhagini.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः
Good. Next.
Rajalakshmi Bhagini.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां
देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः.
Good. Next.
Bhanureka Bhagini.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः.
Good. Next.
Mrinalini Gopalan Bhagini.
अश्वत्थः सर्ववृक्षाणां देवर्षीणां च नारदः गन्धर्वाणां चित्ररथः सिद्धानां कपिलो मुनिः.
Good. One more person.
Gurumurthy Mahodaya.
Yes, sir. Ashvattha sarvavrikshanam devarshinaam cha naradah gandharvanam chitraratah siddhanam kapilo munihi.
Good. So now he talks about, he's now talking about different types of manifestations. Here he's talking about the tree. Sarva Vrikshanam. Among all the trees that you have, or all the vegetation that you have, Ashwattaha. He said, I am Ashwattaha. So Ashwattaha means the people tree. I think most of you know about this people tree. People tree has been worshipped in India for a long time. And people tree, if you look at that way, it is told that Mulato Brahma Rupaya. The root of the people tree is supposed to be Brahma Rupam. Mulato Brahma Rupaya, Madhyato Vishnu Rupaya, Agrato Shiva Rupaya, Vriksharajaya Namo Namaha. That is one of the way, Vriksharajaya Te Namaha. I think that is one of the kinds of worshipping that they do in the case of Vriksha tree. It is supposed to be the embodiment of Brahma, Vishnu and Shiva. Root side is supposed to be Brahma. The central trunk and all those things are supposed to be Vishnu. And the top is all supposed to be Shiva. It is supposed to be all the three murtis are there. And then there are some places where you will have Ashwattha coming along with neem tree also. And those kinds of trees, people have a lot of belief that it is a question of, God and goddesses are together and then they worship the tree. And there are some specific pujas in some of the Purnami days they do for this tree also, where even when they want to have the children get married, they go around the tree. When children are to be born to our married couple, they go around this tree. So that Vriksha, Ashwattha Vriksha has got of such kinds of divine worship that has been followed in the country. Even today it is going on. Even in our own society, I have seen that, some of the days, some of the things, people go there and then do a lot of puja. And every day we can see somebody going and lighting a lamp at the bottom of the tree and going in the evening. So that is the beauty of Ashwattha. Apart from that, Ashwattha tree lives and is also capable of curing a lot of medical problems. Like I think in the case of Ashwattha, it takes care of asthma. It can take care of urinary problems. It can take care of multiple the blood problems, many problems, antibacterial, etc. is the property of Ashwattha tree leaf juice also. I think it is also having a lot of medicinal values. So Ashwattha, so all these things are there. But Bhagavan says that the majestic Ashwattha is me. And when we are going to talk about in the 15th chapter, Bhagavan starts with this shloka only. He talks in a different context of Ashwattha. He starts as Urdhvamu Ulamata Shakam Ashwattam Prahurabhyam Chandam Siyasya Parnani Yattam Vedasa Vedavit. He starts talking about Urdhvamulam Atashakam Ashwattam Prahu Abhyayam. He starts talking about Ashwattha there, but he's going to talk in different kind of context. Ashwattha will be taken as a samsari, and then he is going to talk about that because Ashwattha, I think all of you may be aware, Ashwattha and Vatavriksha, these two trees, they have got what is called adventitious roots. The roots will start coming from the branches. It starts going down, gets into the mud, and they'll form further one more trunk. That's called adventitious roots. So, Urdhva Moolam Adashakam. The Bhagavan starts out the 15th chapter telling that roots are at the top and it goes down, Adashakam. Then branches are down. Okay, so then it forms one more root and then it starts growing. So Ashwatha, when you look, Ashwatha or Vatavriksha, when you look, no, it's all thousands and thousands of years old, and somebody will not even know which is the main Ashwatha tree, which is the main trunk, because all the trunks, all those kinds of the adventitious roots are so big, they will not know. So that is the kind of beauty of these kinds of trees. They live for thousands and thousands of years, and we'll be talking about it in the 15th chapter when we talk about samsara. So Ashwatha Sarva Vrikshana. Then Devarishi Nam Cha Narada. Narada is supposed to be the Rishi for all the Devas. Okay. And Narada, one of the peculiarity of Narada is a Triloka Sanchari. He will be available everywhere. Anytime there is a kind of requirement or some kind of decision making is required, he is supposed to be present over there. And he is a Deva Rishi. So they say, what is it? Naram Dadati Naradaha. Naram means the Jnanam. The person who can travel is a nomad, is a kind of nomadic person keeping on going from place to place, Triloka Sanchari, and he is capable of giving mobile jnanam. He can keep going from any loka and then meets people, gives jnanam. So, Naram Dadati Naradaha, he is capable of giving jnana. So, he says he is a Devarshi. Narada is a Devarshi and he says, I am Narada. Then Gandharvanam Chitrarataha. Gandharvas are, there is another loka. Different lokas are there in the Puranic stories. One loka is Gandharva loka. And Gandharva loka is supposed to be the loka which is dedicated for arts and beauty and all those kinds of things. And the king of that, dance, art, all those things. So the king of that particular loka is called Chitrarataha. So he says, I am Chitrarata. And then Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. So there are Siddhas. Siddhas are the people who have got a very good power. So they can have a lot of powers. So many of the Siddhas can create trouble also. Okay, because when you have power, power without knowledge is a problem. When you have a person sitting at a leadership position and does not have the maturity, it is a danger for people. Like Hitler was a danger for the community. So Siddhas can be people who have got some kind of magical powers. They may have some stones which will be powerful. They may start playing around with some kind of herbs that can also be powerful. They start playing with water or some kind of thing, they can be powerful. But a Siddha having those kinds of powers and also having jnanam, only those people can be liberated. And in that thing, he says, I am Kapila. I am sure that some of you have read Bhagavad stories. We all know about Kapila Muni. Kapila Muni is avatara of Lord Krishna. I think he is born to Kadharma and Devahuti. The 14th chapter of Narayaniyam is about Kapila Avatara. And 15th chapter, it talks about Kapila giving the Upadesha to his mother Devahuti. He also has he is such a kind of high level of wisdom, high level of knowledge, jnanam, and he had he has given Upadesha to his mother Devahuti. So that is the 16th chapter, 15th chapter of Narayanam is called Kapila Upadesha, I think. It takes, no, he starts about Devahutya, Nyagadi or something. It keeps every shloka, it comes ending about this. So he said, he is a very, very great, he is an avatara of Lord Krishna. If you think that, if you look at that way, we only look at around 10 avataras. But when you read Narayaniyam, I think there are 24, 30 different avataras, 24 avataras are there for Bhagavad. And one of them is Kapila Avatara, and he says that is also me. Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. Okay. So I think we are running short of time. I'll close with this shloka. I'll chant the shloka that we did today and Rudranam Shankarashchasmi Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam Vasudam Pavakaschasmi Merushikarinamaham Purodasancha Mukyam Mam Vitti Partha Brahaspatim Senaneenamaham Skandah Sarasamasmi Sagarah Maharshinam Bhruguraham Iramasmyekamaksharam Yajnanam Japayajñosmi Stavaranam Himalayah Ashvatta Sarva Vrikshanam Devashinam Chanaradah Gandharvanam Chittaratah Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti 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 Harihi